Hello, everyone. It is Pal Ponder on Weather coming to you with my U.S. and Canada snowfall for September 10th through the 20th over the next 10 days. Before we do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please consider subscribing to my channel and also check out some of my social media links down below, as well as some of my reviews and a community weather group that you can be involved in as well. All right, so let's kind of delve right into it. First, let's take you over to Canada. All right, so I don't want to leave you guys out up in Canada. I know we do a lot of US stuff, but this time of year, that's where it snows. So we always look north. And over the next 10 days, we can actually see we do have some snowfall. Over here by Greenland, Greenland's actually not on the map, but it's been snowing a lot in Greenland. One of the important things to note is we had what they call stratospheric warming event about a couple weeks ago, and usually that's a spike in the Arctic temperatures, which propagates that cold air down to the surface. It just takes a while. It takes several weeks. But some of the longer range computer data finally shows some sort of pattern break, longer range, about the third week, potentially fourth week in September. So I know the ridge has been dominating much of the United States. But up north, there's definitely some snowfall around Baffin Island over here and Victoria Island. Part of the Northwest Territories have seen a huge amount, and this is part of the Northwest flow that will be eventually coming down. So it's important that we have a pretty good snowpack this time of year, because as these cold air systems come down, it has less of a chance to modify as they filter into the United States. So if you want to see some snow, definitely head up to Canada, because they got some spits of it this week coming up in Canada. So let's take you to Alaska now. So if you're with me on my Alaska winter update, as well as my winter weather update, we talked about this warm pool of ocean temperatures down here by the 60 north latitude mark. And as you can see, we talked about the above average snowfall output for Alaska, and that's already kind of playing out in the southern regions. So down here by over there by the Aleutian Islands, there's definitely some snowfall filtering in. But as you get towards up by Anchorage, actually this week, this is over the next 10 days, there are spots of where they could see some snowfall. I'm actually calling for an above average winter, but for them, that's all relative, because it only takes 32 degrees to snow, and they're usually well below that. So if you want to see some snow this week over the next 10 days, definitely head to Anchorage and further points south, as there are going to be some snow showers there. But closer to home, even in the United States, we actually see some snow showers, believe it or not. If you head north, about to the northwest areas around the central part of Idaho, there are some snow chances coming up over the next 10 days. And pockets on the west side of Wyoming, there's definitely some snowfall, probably some of the higher elevations. There's bits and pieces of it in Colorado, probably in the higher elevations, and even Utah is getting into the action. So I know this is, of course, the middle of September, and there's not much snowfall to talk about this time of year, but it's a good sign that we are seeing some snowfall, at least on the backside of that ridge, because that 2/3 of the country is being entrenched in that high pressure that's kind of dominating. But on the backside, that northwest flow is alive and well, and it's just going to take a pattern change to break that down, to filter that colder air into much of the United States coming up over the end of September. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to be patient. All right. So now let's take you over to Italy. All right. So let's see some actual snow. So if you went to Italy this weekend, this is all transpired this weekend. I was going to show you some of this, because at this time of year, people just want to see the snow because they're just so over the heat, right? This happened in the Alps of Italy, about 6,000 feet up, but it dumped literally 50 centimeters, which is equivalent to about 20 inches there. but you can see it stacked high, well up on top of the rooftops and the chairs and all of the cars. It was definitely a winter wonderland for the ski resorts. They were loving it because the ski season opened up early this time. And here's another frame of another picture where literally, look at that, piled up a foot and a half high up on some of the benches and even some of the cars. Imagine coming out and looking at that, trying to get your car out of that. I know you guys in the Northeast are kind of used to that sometimes, but me living in Texas, I haven't seen this type of snow. But anyways, I figured I would share you my U.S. outlook for the snow over the next 10 days. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Just kind of hang in there. This ridge will begin to break down over towards the 3rd and 4th week of September. So just hang in here, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and catch me at the next video where I protect you before and after the storm.